How did you first get to SPC?
So my organ teacher, Dennis Elwell, who was the music director and organist at Swarthmore Presbyterian for several years, he told me about the job offer, and I called Bill Yates, told him that I was interested, and then I said, what do you want me to play? What's the audition like? And Bill said, oh, just come and play something. So I came, I played the Theodore. That was it. He apologized up and down about the organ. Of course, it was the old instrument. And that was it. And he had some references already. He had talked to Dennis, and he talked to some other people who had worked with me. So he had something else to go by than my playing, and I was his organist.
So he had a pretty good idea before you got here that you were going to be the man.
I think he had a suspicion that he was going to say yes.
Hallelujah, 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 hallelujah.
What was discussed in the beginning was that Bill was really fighting hard to get the chancel reconfigured so that one person could direct and play at the same time. So he didn't say to me, oh, this is when I plan on retiring. But he did say that he's really hoping that someday they will do that. And then, of course, we did get that done. And I loved working with him. I had a good 2 years with Bill before he decided to retire, and I applied for the position. Now, when I became music director, the chancel wasn't done yet.
Right.
So for a couple years, I was at the old organ console to the side, conducting from the side. Of course, the choir could barely see me, so most of the time I just played from the piano. We made it work for a couple years, and then one Christmas Eve, the organ didn't turn on. And I noticed it minutes before the beginning of the Christmas Eve service. I go over to Dick, I said, Dick, the organ's not turning on. And it ended up being a blessing in disguise, because that really was the impetus to the project.
When did you first begin in music? What have you studied in music?
Well, I started playing the piano when I was 5. And my sister, who's 2 years older than me, was already playing. So of course I wanted to do what my older sister was doing. And in about 2 or 3 years into my studies, I was starting to play my older sister's music books. Pieces in her books that were assigned to her but not assigned to me. She didn't appreciate that. But then my parents could see that I was growing at a rapid pace. They just really fostered my skills. They had me accompany them from a very early age. relatives. So between accompanying family, accompanying students in my school choirs, really the experience as much as the education was really important, because as any performer will tell you, that you need both. You need a lot of experience performing. So I was fortunate to have a lot of opportunities. So then when I was 14, I started organ lessons. One year into my studies, I got my first organ job, church job, when I was 15. I played there for 1 year, and then another job opening came up at Middletown Presbyterian, which was the church that I played at before Swarthmore. While I was there, I studied piano at Temple. I got a master's degree in piano performance there.
And how about your family? I know mom and dad. Who else in the family?
So, of course, mom and dad are singers. My mom went to Curtis. My dad went to the Academy of Vocal Arts. My mom's oldest brother was a very talented percussionist. He went to Curtis, played for the Pennsylvania Ballet, played for Frank Sinatra. I mean, he played all over.
Wow.
Then she had two other brothers. One was a jazz pianist, another was a composer, music teacher in the school district of Philadelphia. Then my cousin, Rich Amoroso, who everyone knows here, is in the Philadelphia Orchestra. His dad, who has also played for the Philadelphia Orchestra, is a cellist.
What do you feel like when you come into a place like Swarthmore Presbyterian Church and it's you and Jeff playing? What does it say to you? Why do you keep wanting to do this?
Why do I keep wanting to do this? Well, no, I guess I think there's a certain connection I think that I've established over the years here, coming here on a regular basis. And I think people know me. They come to our orchestra concerts, which is great. And then there's, when someone comes from the orchestra and spends time in their home, this being the church home, I think it kind of, I get the sense from Jeff, I don't, that it's special to them to have me here and with my dad. And of course, when you add the family connection, it probably just ups the ante a little bit, and being that we're close as a family, and then we come here and play music, and there's a lot of layers of good feeling, I guess you could say.
Between all of these people, the bar was set very high in my family for music, so I had a lot to challenge me.
What were some of your goals when you first started as music director here at SPC? Some of your music goals?
Well, to go along with just my upbringing with my family, I've always grown up being with people, musicians who were better than me, and the bar was always set high, and it helped challenge me and make me better. So when I came here, it's just in my nature to just always improve. There's always ways of improving. And so I wanted to build the music program. I wanted to build the music budget so that we could bring in more professional instrumentalists and singers to augment the groups that we have here. And by and large, I was successful in doing that. Of course, we had the chancel renovation, which was a big financial commitment to the congregation, and we had the recession. So, so there's always, music directors always want more money and more resources to do more. But I think that was certainly one of my primary goals.
Just as Bill Yates came to a time when he thought it was time that he would move, you've got a growing family, you're a math professor, you're taking a lot of rehearsal time with soloists, and you're accompanying them. What do you feel is next for you in your next phase of your musical life and your life at home?
What's next is to have a more manageable schedule where I can have more time with family. And
You've had 3 kids born since you've been here, right?
3 kids, 6, 3, and 5 months.
There you
their
go.
ages right now. I'll have more time, to dedicate and focus on, my accompanying and just sort of one facet of what I do as a musician. And so it'll be nice to not have so many things on my plate.
Well, we certainly wish you well. You've certainly brought a lot of great enjoyment and in your leadership and worship, and we all thank you very much.
Thank you, Charlie.